This is the Political Spotlight.
The Political Spotlight is a joke. It's more like a political flop.
Nobody listens to Bilbrey.
He's just a wannabe podcaster. No one takes him seriously.
He is a rude, crude dude that will never go any further than broadcasting from his mother's basement.
Bilbrey is a wrecking ball for Indiana politicians.
Grab another box of Twinkies and generic cola, Bilbrey.
And give back to your microphone and your audience of nobodies.
The Political Spotlight is a joke.
He is like a rude, crude dude that will never go
Bilbrey's a wrecking ball for Indiana politicians. Shut that stupid Bilbrey up.
Oh, well, I tell you, it's one of those days, folks. Welcome. It's the Political Spotlight. I'm in a really bad mood. I've been in a good mood all day long. I've been busy. I'm so glad that we took last night off. We, of course, were not here last night. I apologize for that. I had I just did some personal things and had some personal things going on, and we took the night off. We'd had a busy Sunday and Monday, and had the council meeting, of course, Monday, and that was a long day, and everything happened. So we took the day off, and then almost straight off the bat today, things started happening, and I started getting phone calls about some things I've been working on. Of course, the Muncie City Board of Works meeting was today at 9. Watched that, and of course, that sparked some interesting things. And then today, this afternoon, early afternoon, late morning, I started getting some sources letting me know that there was some movement in the Albany area. I was being told that the Indiana State Police were making a move on Meagan Coutinho, that an arrest of Meagan Coutinho would be occurring. If you look at all of the Indianapolis area coverage, anything that you're seeing on CBS or WTHR or WRTV6 or Fox 59 or any of that, you look at Star Press, you look at anything that's posting about Meagan Coutinho, and we posted about it at least 2 hours before everybody else. Okay. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that because I feel like we have turned a corner. I feel like no more do I have to get people to believe that the sources that contact me are like legitimate people. You know, we have legitimate sources. And so I say all of that just to give us more credibility. I am not a journalist. I'm not trying to pretend to be a journalist. I'm not here to give you the factual information. I give you as much factual information as I can give you. I don't want to tell you, I'm not here to tell you innuendo. I'm not here to spread rumor. I want to bring you the factual information, but I'm going to then cover that with my opinion. My opinion is an opinion that I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I have been blessed in my life. I have done a lot of things. I've been in law enforcement. I've been in politics since I've been a very, very, very young child here in the local area. And so this is my wheelhouse. And so enough of that. So I was contacted this afternoon and told about the arrest. The arrest was imminent. I started contacting the Delaware County Jail. And I called them actually before she got there. The first time I called, I said, is Meagan Coutinho there? Do you guys have Meagan Coutinho? Has she been booked into the Delaware County Jail? And they were like, no, we don't have anybody here by that name. And then like an hour and a half later, I called, and like the same person answered. And I think he was like, because they don't normally, the jail doesn't know ahead of time. They don't call the jail and say, hey, we're bringing so-and-so in. So it was kind of like, yeah, how did that, it was very strange. So we've got that out. We've put that forward, and we are going to be talking about that. This is going to be a very, very, very Muncie-centric and Delaware County-centric show. Of course, that's how it's been for the last couple of weeks. That's just what's going on. Literally knowing it was going to be a big show and there would be a lot of people watching, a lot of people from Delaware County EMS world, Delaware County in general, Delaware County Government, the people that are in the know, people that want to see what's going on, the people that matter, the people that need to matter, the citizens, and then the people that are the nibshits. There's a lot of drama lovers that are involved with what's going on here. I knew that this would be a big show, and it's really crazy that immedately my monitor went down. Kate's not here, and it's like I was like, dude, it always seems to happen like this when it's like a big show that I need all of my shit to work, and I need Kate. She's like, my internet's down, or what? I don't know what's going on because she's on the screen here. But so I'm working with one computer when I normally would be working with two. We don't have Kate, so you're going to have to bear with me. On a show like this, I generally like to have things put together so that it's easy for me to show you and to roll with it. I'm not going to be able to do that with only one monitor. So you're just going to have to bear with me, but we will get it up here. I want to make sure that we have as much on the screen, and we're going to go over the probable cause affidavits. So we're going to be talking about two very important things. We're going to be talking about two very important things here. First up, and the biggest part of the show, we're going to be talking about Meagan Coutinho, what's going on, what I see going on with her. We're gonna lay out the case for as we know it as of now. I'm going to talk about John Coutinho. I'm going to be talking about Delaware County, and to me, this is much bigger than just Meagan, and it's much bigger than the Coutinhos in general. We're talking $200,000, and I'm very pissed off about it. I mean, like very, very, very pissed off about it. And so we're just going to try to get through dealing with what we've got with the program. I mean, my apologies. It is what it is. We will get through it. And then after the Meagan Coutinho topic, we're going to be talking about the current acting mayor of the city of Muncie. The acting mayor of the city of Muncie, who's also currently the recently appointed deputy mayor, who's also the Muncie redevelopment director, Jeff Howe. And the question that I really need to know after today is, did Jeff Howe get a raise that no one knew a damn thing about? Is that seriously what happened ahead of him starting this nonsense that he's currently on? It's like this is the gift that keeps on giving. Ridenour's not even here, and he's screwing us. So that's what we're going to be talking about, those two things, that, and then this, $200,000. It's actually 200 plus. So that's what it is. I need people to realize it's not just 200, it's 200 plus. She stole money from a school, meaning from children. How gross. So we're going to be talking about all of this. Hey, before we get into all of that, I want to say one thing. Number one, welcome. If you are here and you've been here since the beginning of time with us, thank you for being here. You could be doing anything else. If you are a new viewer here, chances are that you're probably here from Facebook. And if you're here on Facebook, that's okay. And I love you, and I'm thankful that you're here wherever you're here from. However, you're not going to be able to see all of the chat. The majority of the people chatting and the most of the chat is on YouTube. So if you are not on here via YouTube, you might want to kick over to YouTube and go there. You can be able, that's a way to help us out. Doesn't cost you anything. You can see the chat while you're there. You can subscribe. You can like, do all of that stuff. If you could smash that like button, I would very much appreciate it. And yeah, okay, well, we're going to get into it from there. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, here's a hey, it's Josephine Piscilli. Hello. Welcome all the way here from New York. Did you say it was the Bronx? Are you from the Bronx? Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, Meagan Coutinho. All right. We want to talk about Meagan here, and we will. Some of you will remember that this has been going on for some time. Upstate now, it's all the same. It works. So I made a post about this back when this first happened, back in hey, look, Kate's here. Thank you, God. I've been praying. Now that is one thing. I just wish my computer would come back on. I think I'm gonna have to restart. So I made a post back in March. It was March. It was maybe the middle of March, and we made a post saying that the commissioners had held a special meeting because there were some serious irregularities. Like, seriously, when I said there's serious irregularities, I literally thought, like, you know, she maybe took $5,000, maybe she took $4,000, maybe she took $8,000. You know what I mean? I thought, okay, it is what it is. She took a little bit of money. When I said that it was like serious irregularities, I would have never thought $200,000. That is absolutely insane to me. And hold on, I can hear you somehow. Are you trying to talk?
No, and if I'm on screen, you'll need to remove me.
All right, I got you. I just muted you. Sorry, I muted you right as you were saying that. No, you weren't on screen. You were just, I could hear you. So do you think she trained the Firestones or vice versa? I don't think they were anywhere related in that. It would be double that if they push the issue, probably closer to 4 or 5. But it's what you can prove. Well, so a couple of things there. So Kate is here. Not normally we would. Okay, so maybe Kate will be able to do that. I don't know how easy it is to do from her phone. If she can put those things on there, that's cool. And we'll try to hit those. So when they announced that there was an issue, and Shannon Henry now, and here's the thing, I need everybody to understand this. When we're talking about these people, Delaware County, just like Muncie, just like Winchester, just like Newcastle, just like Anderson, just like everywhere else in Indiana that we talk about, is so incestuous, okay? So when we talk about the Coutinhos, Meagan and John, you can't talk about Meagan and or John Coutinho without talking about Shannon Henry. Shannon Henry, Meagan Coutinho, John Coutinho, Shannon Henry, Meagan Coutinho. John and Shannon have been like best friends since the beginning of time. And so it was interesting that it was like Shannon leading the charge. You know what I mean? So I thought he was doing that to cover his ass. You know, he's doing that to play Mr. Tough Guy And it was what it was. You know what I mean? So they suspended John Coutinho, who is the director of EMA, the Emergency Management Agency. They suspended him indefinitely with pay. They also suspended for 3 days without pay, and that's pretty serious, without pay, suspension of Mike Ashley, the Delaware County EMS Emergency Medical Services chief. Now, at that time, Meagan had already been fired. Okay? Meagan had already been fired. And let me see here if I can pull this up. Mike Ashley, SEMA. And, at the time, there were a lot of people that were saying, oh, nothing's going to come of this. Nothing is going to come of this. And everybody was saying that, it just, nothing was going to happen. And I was like, nah, I'm pretty certain that it's going to happen. So now I will tell you this. So Ray saying she resigned. I've heard two different stories. I have a record request in finding out. And it's very strange in this circumstance because there's not a whole lot they can tell you, but they can tell you, they have to tell me if she was fired or if she resigned. I don't know. I've heard both ways. The bottom line is they approached her with this. That's okay. That's all right. That's all right, Kate. I get it. I understand. We're working with what we got here. So, they can't suspend the auditor because the auditor is an elected position. So the commissioners don't have any control over the auditor. See, I've seen a lot of questions about the auditor. And listen, folks, we're going to cover every bit of this. We're going to cover every bit of this. Okay. So yeah, and we're gonna go through the affidavit and everything. I've purposefully did not go through the affidavit until tonight. I'm gonna read it as a first time reader with you guys tonight as we go through this. So back on May 23rd, I posted the post. Delaware County commissioners have suspended Delaware County Emergency Management Agency Director John Coutinho and the Emergency Medical Services Director Mike Ashley in connection with the recent allegations and investigation concerning criminal activity of at least one employee connected to EMA departments. At a special meeting of the Delaware County Commissioners called at 4 p.m. today, this was on March 23rd. Commissioners Sherry Riggin, Shannon Henry, and Stephen Brand met for a brief meeting. It only lasted 3 minutes and 42 seconds. The meeting started with County Attorney John Brooks stating the following. The purpose of this meeting is the need to address personnel matters concerning the recent activity over the emergency medical services dealing with the status of the Emergency Management Agency Director and the EMS Director. Because of the nature of the investigation going on, the commissioners want to have a discussion about and decide what they want to do with regard to both of those positions. Commissioner Shannon Henry then made the motion to suspend EMA Director John Coutinho with pay, and no time frame was given for the length of suspension. The motion was seconded and passed 3-0. Next, Commissioner Henry made the motion to suspend EMS Director Mike Ashley without pay for 3 days. He is now back to work. Okay, he's been back to work. I mean, he was only off for 3 days. The motion was seconded and passed 3-0. After the vote, Commissioner Henry noted that for the record, the Deputy Director of the EMA, Corey Kissick, would take over for the EMA Director's duties during the suspension, and the EMS Director position would be handled by the Deputy Director of EMS, Greg Michael, for the 3 days that Director would be suspended. With that, the meeting was adjourned. I then went on and I added the following. This, of course, is connected to the firing. At the time, I called it a firing because that's what I was told, of EMS Office Manager Meagan Coutinho, who is now under investigation by the Indiana State Police. Now, keep in mind, I had received a letter from an anonymous source probably the last week of February, the first week of March. And that letter told me that I needed to start looking into Meagan Coutinho. There was some serious oversight, that she was getting paid more than she should be getting paid, and all of these different things. And I started looking into this. I reached out to the commissioners. I reached out to one commissioner at the time because I wanted to push the envelope. So it was Shannon Henry. He's the only person I contacted. I never got a response back. Go figure, because he's connected to these people. And so I started looking into this, and it took some time. And then by the time all that happened, this meeting occurred. Okay, so I said, this, of course, is connected to EMS Office Manager firing Meagan Coutinho, who's now under investigation by the Indiana State Police for theft. Meagan Coutinho is the wife of EMA Director John Coutinho, and the two are very close friends with EMS Director Mike Ashley and Delaware County Commissioner Shannon Henry. Besides her role as EMS Office Manager, Meagan was also apparently contracted to clean county-owned buildings connected to the EMA, EMS, and 911. There have also been allegations that Meagan was under some sort of investigation by the Indiana State Police for theft from a sports booster program at Delta High School. Go Eagles. She was paid a large sum back, apparently, at some point, and the investigation was deemed to be closed. I always thought that was weird, because just because you go rob a bank and then you take the money back doesn't mean you're okay. Just because you pay the money back, honestly, it makes you look more guilty. Okay, so that's the thing. All right. So there have also been allegations that Meagan was under investigation. Delaware County Prosecutor Eric Hoffman issued a statement a couple of weeks back from May 23rd, acknowledging the state police investigation into theft of Delaware County funds. However, he gave no names at the time. I said from the start, I, Kristopher Bilbrey, have said I thought that we would see others possibly suspended, if not terminated, in connection with this, and I thought that it would be I thought that we would see a bigger net being cast here. I thought more would be involved, or there would be bigger issues. Now, coming out and finding that she took $200,000, that's pretty big to me. I honestly do not believe there is a way that we're going to be able to say she took $200,000 and her husband didn't know about it. Okay. Now, I do want to put the caveat here right now, the very big and important caveat. I am not an attorney. I am not attempting to be an attorney. I'm not attempting to give legal advice. I am not giving a legal opinion or legal advice concerning her husband, Delaware County, and I'm not trying to play an attorney on TV either. All right, this is not legal advice. This is just my opinion, having been in and around the legal field and doing what I do. I also have to say that Meagan and anyone and everyone else in America is always considered innocent unless and until they are proven guilty or they plead guilty in a court of law. And she should, however horrible this is and however much evidence there is and however bad we want her to be punished right along with them and everybody else, she's innocent until proven guilty, and she should have her day in court. Okay, so I want to state that for the record. Okay, so this happened, and people have been contacting me ever since saying, how in the hell are we not hearing anything about this? Why is this taking so long? Why is this, what's going on with this? Why aren't we hearing anything? Why aren't we hearing anything? And I said, look, sometimes things like this take time. However frustrating it is, sometimes crap like this, it just takes time. Okay. And so it is what it is. Now, I want to put this up. Here is the commissioners meeting during that special meeting. Okay. Here's a picture of John Coutinho. This is the EMA director, and this is the husband. Okay. Here's a picture of the EMS chief, Mike Ashley. He was the boss. Okay. And here's a picture of Meagan Coutinho in better, happier times, one might say. So this is who we're dealing with. I also want to be very clear. I went to school with her. I can't really recall what grade she was in, or what she was not in my grade. She was below my grade. She might have been in my brother's grade. I don't really recall, but we have spoke over the years, but I don't, it's been a very, very long time since I talked to her last. And, I have no connection to her and or her family. So it is what it is. Okay. So, moving on. I knew that it was going to take, time, and, that it would be how it would be. So, today I was made aware that the state police were going to arrest her, and that they made the arrest, and that the arrest was made at 12:56 p.m. So this afternoon. And so we're going to go through this probable cause sheet, and we're going to just put it up here on the screen, and I'm going to make it to where you can see this, and I will read through this, and we'll go from there. If anyone has any questions, now it looks like Kate might be here. If it looks like Kate's putting stuff up. So if she is here, and if she can put stars next to any very important questions, I will get to the questions at the end of this. Okay. So, Ron Halbert is an Indiana state trooper. He's been around forever. I honestly hello. Oh, you're muted. Do you need me to unmute you? Hello?
Hi.
Yes.
Sorry. I'm here. I can't star anything because if I star everything, it buries it underneath all the crap that StreamYard's trying to put on my phone. And I can't see any comments. So, no.
Oh, you're still on your phone?
Yes, I am still on my phone.
That's fine.
They said it was supposed to be back on at 8:15. We're an hour and 20 minutes past that. So apparently sometime before hell freezes over,
you're
the
having
internet
like an actual outage, not like a problem at your house.
No,
you're
like an actual outage. It's been out since 6.
Okay. Well, so, I didn't see that. Okay. All right. No
drop
problem.
me back off again.
I am.
I'll do my best.
No, you're good. Thank you very much. All right. Well, we will get through it. All right. Ron Halbert Jr. Is a trooper with the Indiana State Police. He arrested Meagan Coutinho, date of birth 3/21/84. And so she was arrested for 6 charges. All right. And this is what was really interesting to me. They kind of combined like these investigations. She was, there was the allegation of the school situation, and then there was the allegation of the government situation, and they kind of like blended this together. So this is interesting. Charge 1 is theft, golf booster, 354342, level 6 felony. All right. Charge number 2, theft from Delaware County. All right. So the first was golf booster, Delta. And the second is Delaware County, 354342, level 5 felony. Okay. Now I want to take this second to say this. When I was a police officer, I was a police officer back in the good old days when the felonies weren't levels. They were a D felony, C felony, B felony, A felony, and murder. Okay. I was not in law enforcement when we had the levels. Okay. So they're similar to the to the alphabet felonies, but there are little differences. And I will tell you this. Back when I was in law enforcement, theft was basically just a D felony. It was a ginormous jump to get from a D felony to the next level. Okay. So I don't know what I haven't looked this up because I'm not a true crime podcaster. I'm not a law enforcement podcaster. I don't care anything about this. I'm a political commentator. I'll look at this at some point, but I don't care at this point. Maybe they will explain this in the PC sheet, but I think it's interesting that they got her because I've seen a lot of people saying like $200,000 and all she got was a level 6 felony. Dude, I get it, but it is what it is. The fact that they got the level 5 felony for Delaware County is pretty cool. All right, so theft golf booster number 1, level 6, theft Delaware County level 5, theft Delaware County EMS specifically level 6, theft count 4 Delaware County level 6. Then we go into charges 5 and 6, which are cool. Official misconduct 3544.1-1-1 level 6. Counts charge 6. Conflict of interest 3544.1-1-4 level 5. All right. Now we get into the writing. Theft from the Delta Girls Golf Boosters. On November 3rd, 2025, the state trooper, the AFANT, spoke with the Delcom school superintendent concerning missing funds from the Delta Girls High School Golf Team Booster Club. Meagan Coutinho, herein referred to as Coutinho, became the treasurer of the girls' golf booster in late 2023. While Coutinho was treasurer, she had a booster club debit card, which gave her access to the club's funds in the bank. On November 7th, 2025, Coutinho resigned her position as treasurer, and Melissa Morris took over as treasurer. On December 1st, 2025, the AFANT also spoke with Melissa Morris. Morris stated she took over as treasurer for Delta Girls Golf Booster Club after Coutinho resigned. Morris discovered what she believes to be irregularities with the finances of the club. Morris collected financial documentation from the bank and retailers and created a spreadsheet document that shows money missing from the club account. On June 29th, 2024, the Booster Club held a golf fundraiser at the Albany Golf Club in Delaware County, Indiana. Tyler Harris, Delta High School girls golf coach, attended the fundraiser. Harris reported that he checked the teams in and Coutinho collected all the money. Morris reported that she counted all the cash checks at the outing and totaled them with others to observe, placed the cash checks in the money bag, and handed the bag to Coutinho's husband, John Coutinho. Meagan Coutinho deposited the funds from the golf outing fundraiser in the bank. Morris reported that a large amount of money was missing from the 2024 golf fundraiser. Morris reported that only the checks were deposited into the Booster Club's account. The cash was not. Man, this is like such a thing that happens. This is so crazy to me. The deposited total was $3,040 in checks, which Morris believes is short by approximately $1,968.60. Dude, she took the change. She took 60 cents. I mean, you can't just leave it, right? If you're gonna just do the checks, you got to take the change. So crazy. After reviewing Coutinho's debit card purchases, as treasurer, Coutinho had control. Seems like there's something missing here. Let me jump here, make sure that there's not, because it was sent to me in two Let me just double check here. I want to make sure that we're not missing something there in the thing. Okay, yep, nope, it is what it is. So, after reviewing Coutinho's debit card purchase, maybe it's whited out. I'll have to find out what that is. As treasurer, Coutinho had control of the Delta Girl. Okay, let's want to make sure. As treasurer, Coutinho had control of a Delta Girls Golf debit card. Morris went to local retailers where purchases were made by Coutinho using said debit card and obtained detailed receipts showing what Coutinho purchased. Morris provided me with the following receipts. 8/10/25, Payless Supermarket, $109.16. September 6, 2025, Menards, $156.66. 10/16/25, Walmart, $244.72. These three receipts alone totaled $510.54. The Delta Girls Golf debit card was used to pay for these purchases. The September 6, 2025 Menards receipt revealed that mums and cleaning supplies were purchased. Dude, what? My God. I mean, how egotistical are you? How egotistical do you have to be to think, I'm going to be the first person alive in history to not get caught? Nobody ever gets away with this. And you're the first person. You're like, I'm going to get away with this. That is totally insane. She has to be able to plead like insanity because that's nuts. Whatever. All right. Okay. This is the reason I don't read this ahead of time, because I like to experience this for the first time with you guys and be as outraged as any of you that have not seen this, because this should cause complete outrage. Okay. Morris reported those purchases were not purchased for the Golf Boosters program. Go figure. Coutinho does her own cleaning business by the name of Exquisitely Spotless. I bet it is. That would obviously use cleaning supplies. Would they? I've heard that they don't. So Morris stated that the items on Payless Supermarket receipt and Walmart receipts were not purchased for the Golf Booster program. I would have put either at the end, but it's Halbert. It is what it is. At the end of 2025, the golf club bank account was short approximately $3,848.04. On December 1st, 2025, the affiant contacted Coutinho to inquire if she would come in and give a voluntary interview concerning the above-mentioned issues. The suspect immediately said she would come in to discuss the situation, and she claimed everything was correct and in proper order when she turned over her duties to the new treasurer. The suspect first denied that the girls' Delta Golf Boosters had always been profitable. So I asked her about the 2024 golf outing deposit. The suspect stated she was in Florida when this golf outing fundraiser was conducted and claimed she deposited everything that was in the bag. I then asked Coutinho about the debit card purchases in 2025 from Menards. Payless and Walmart. Coutinho said it must have been a mistake and she may have used the wrong debit card. Even though the suspect owns a cleaning business and the Menards receipt was for mostly cleaning supplies, Coutinho claimed her debit card purchase were not purposeful, and she said she could pay this money back. I asked her if she took money for her own personal gain from the account, and she said no. On December 10th, 2025, Coutinho reimbursed the Golf Booster Club $3,800. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Theft from Delaware County, unauthorized overtime. In 2019, Coutinho was hired by Delaware County, Indiana, as the office manager for the County Emergency Medical Services. She was a public servant in that she was authorized to perform an official function on behalf of and is paid by a governmental entity. As part of her official duties, she was responsible for managing general office operations and functions, including payroll, accounts payable, receivable, personnel records, certifications, and responding to emergencies as needed. Between July of 2021 and February of 2026. So, for those playing along at home, July of 21 to July of 22, 23, 24, 25. That's 4 years. And then July, August, September, October, November, December. Okay, so 5 months. January, February, 7 months. So 4 years and 7 months. Okay, from July of 21 to February of 2026. Coutinho submitted unapproved and unauthorized overtime hours to Delaware County Auditor Ed Carroll. It doesn't say that in here, but I'm saying that in here. All right. Delaware County Auditor to be paid to her in her biweekly paycheck. This time consisted of 120 2-week pay periods. During this time frame, Coutinho claimed she was paid for 5,872 hours of unapproved and unauthorized overtime that totaled $181,749.93 from Delaware County funds. Coutinho's direct supervisor at EMS was Mike Ashley. Ashley is the person who would have had to approve or authorize Coutinho's overtime in order for her to get paid. Ashley did not approve or authorize this overtime. Ashley and the attorney for Delaware County confronted Coutinho about the unapproved, unauthorized overtime. Coutinho acknowledged that she did pay herself the overtime. However, she stated that the overtime had been approved years earlier by former Delaware County Human Resource Director Pam McCammon and former Delaware County Auditor employee Charlie Richmond. Remember when Richmond used to get paid for Delaware County when he worked in Texas and he was getting paid $20 an hour? So who knows? Who knows? Maybe Charlie Richmond said, screw it. The old man said, take any rug in the house. You know what I mean? What in the hell? That's a very good possibility. Pam McCammon, they're all a bunch of jokers. All right. Who in God's name knows? Who maybe that did happen. It's still not right. And the fact that Mike Ashley didn't know this and all of this time he wasn't paying attention to this, he should have been suspended for longer. Probably should have cost him his job. I'm just going to say that. I'm just putting it out there. Mike is a good guy. This is a massive, massive loss for Delaware County. This is a major, this is embarrassing. Remember the ass pounding that I handed to the Muncie City Council the other night talking about how embarrassing they were? The people in government right now in Muncie and Delaware County are embarrassing. It's not even corrupt. They're dumbasses. It's just stupidity. They should be embarrassed. Mike Ashley should be embarrassed. Ed Carroll should be embarrassed. They should all be embarrassed. What am I wrong about, Willow? What am I wrong about? Tell me what I'm wrong about. Don't just say you're wrong and then leave it off. Say you're wrong, ... This is why. Why am I wrong? Tell me why I'm wrong. I'll continue along until you tell me. And I mean, I hope that you push back. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I want you to. I want you to push back. I'm interesting. Well, I'll go ahead and read this as you're typing, if you're typing. Or maybe you just popped in to tell me I was wrong and you don't have anything else to say other than that. Okay. McCammon and Richmond did not have the authority to approve authorized Coutinho's overtime because no shit. I mean, they're not her direct supervisor. That's ridiculous. Okay. At the end of the meeting, Coutinho resigned her employment. The affiant interviewed McCammon. She reported that she never approved or authorized Coutinho's overtime, nor would she have had the authority to do so. The affiant interviewed Richmond. He reported that he never approved or authorized Coutinho's overtime, nor would he have had the authority to do so, because no crap. No crap. That part's absolutely insane. All right, but that's not done. There's still more theft from Delaware County. Theft from the Delaware County EMS benevolence account. As a part of her duties, Coutinho also had control over an internal bank account within the EMS service. This account was partially funded by EMS employee contributions. It was referred to as the Internal Auxiliary or Flower Fund and used as a benevolence account for EMS employees. These funds would typically be used for holiday office parties, and sending condolence flowers when coworkers' family members passed away. This account was located at and served by Thrive Credit Union in Muncie, Indiana. Coutinho has a personal account at the very same credit union. Beginning in September of 2024 through early March 2026, Coutinho began intra-bank transfers from the EMS internal account to her own personal account. Coutinho made at least 26 intra-bank transfers in this time frame, which totaled $14,408.15. Upon review of the internal EMS account, Coutinho also used this account to pay many of her own personal credit card bills. From June 2024 through January 1st, 2025, Coutinho made at least 15 payments online or mobile to her own credit card account from EMS account, totaling $5,302.64. Also of note, is the numerous cash withdrawals from the EMS internal account, dubious payments to utility companies, Amazon purchases, in-store purchases, etc. Coutinho did not have the authority or the authorization to make these transfers with withdrawals for her personal use. How did the bank employees not question these charges? Simple, because she had the authorization to use these accounts for the purposes with which she should be using them. So she had the authority to use these accounts to pay for funeral services, for to send flowers, or to buy some food for a holiday party that they might have, or to buy Kleenexes for the office or paper from the office. She had the authority to be conducting business with this account. And it's not, in my opinion, the bank's responsibility. I think it's the responsibility of Mike Ashley. It's the responsibility of Ed Carroll. And it's unfortunate that Willow is not going to come back and tell me what I'm wrong about. I was really hoping that Willow would let me know what I was wrong about, but that's sad. So moving on. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. Coutinho did not have the authority or authorization to make these transfers or withdrawals for her personal use. See, she had the authority and the authorization to make them for the work-related uses, but not personal use. Okay, moving on. Conflict of interest. During the same period that Coutinho was employed by Delaware County EMS, she also owned a cleaning business named Exquisitely Spotless. According to records on file with the Indiana Secretary of State's office, Exquisitely Spotless is a domestic limited liability company with Meagan Coutinho listed as the registered agent. The company's principal office address is listed as which is the same address the residence Coutinho and her husband. On a date prior to January 2025, Coutinho's cleaning company secured an oral contract with Delaware County commissioners. A what? A what? Okay. On a date prior to January of 2025. So I want to be clear. That means the commissioners would have been Shannon Henry, James King, and Sherry Riggin. I want to know which commissioner gave the approved, maybe we'll hear in this. That pisses me off, okay? Absolutely pisses me off. On a date prior to January 2025, the Coutinho's Cleaning Company secured an oral contract with Delaware County commissioners to clean the Delaware County 911 Center on a regular basis. A Delaware County commissioner told Coutinho to check with the county attorney to make sure this contract was legal and to properly file a conflict of interest statement as required by law. The affiant has obtained documents indicating the following. On March 3rd, 2025, Coutinho invoiced Delaware County for January and February of 2025 for cleaning of the Delaware County 911 call center in the amount of $1,000, $500 for each month. A claim voucher was then generated by the call center and subsequently submitted to the Delaware County auditor and paid by the Delaware County treasurer. Okay. Kate you don't have the ability to look. All right. We'll look that up here in a minute, Ray. I'll look and see. I forgot Kate's down. We will do that. Okay. Stand by. Ray, that's a good, thing. Now, I do have to say this. It does say plural there for a minute, but then it also says this. A Delaware County commissioner. Now, I am irate that we don't know which commissioner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to take my happy ass to the Delaware County Commissioners meeting, next commissioners meeting. I'm going to take this page and I'm going to stand before them and I'm going to say, which one of you three commissioners here is the A commissioner? Well, Brand isn't going to answer because he wasn't a commissioner at the time. So then it's going to be up to Sherry Riggin or Shannon Henry. And one of them is going to have to say yes or no, or maybe they'll both say no, and maybe they will throw it on James King. And I will reach out to James King and I will ask him. And I bet because James King doesn't give a shit at this point, he will tell us that it wasn't him. I would be willing to bet that it's going to be Shannon Henry. Who wants to bet that with me? I'm willing to bet that it's Shannon Henry, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I will go and ask. We don't know at this point, but that should be in this. And I'm mad at Ron Halbert. Now, I will tell you, I could see Ron Halbert maybe sliding back for King because Ron and King are really close friends. When King ran for sheriff against Skinner, Ron Halbert was going to be his chief deputy. So that's an interesting little bit that he just left out of there that I think should be in this. And I'm mad about that. Matter of fact, I'm going to make it clear. I'm going to send a formal email to the Delaware County Prosecutor's Office, and I think that this fact needs to come forward. We need to find out exactly which commissioner the A commissioner here is. We need to know what that is. Okay. So, You mean you're trying to look up the business? Okay, thank you. I understand it's hard. If you can't, that's fine. Well, we can do it here in a minute if you can't. All right, moving on. On April 28th, 2025, Coutinho invoiced Delaware County for March and April of 2025 for cleaning of the Delaware County 911 in the amount of $1,500 for each month. A claim voucher was then generated by the call center and subsequently submitted to Delaware County Auditor and paid by the treasurer. On July 10, 2025, Coutinho invoiced Delaware County for May and June of 2025 for cleaning of the Delaware County 911 call center in the amount of $1,500 for each cleaning. A claim voucher was then generated by the call center and subsequently submitted to the Delaware County Auditor and paid by the treasurer. On September 2, 2025, the same thing happened for July and August, September, October 2025 for cleaning of the Delaware County 911 call center in the amount of $2,000, $500 for each month. Absolutely crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. This is going on. All right. And it was paid by the treasurer. It was submitted to the auditor. On March 9th, Coutinho did the same thing for November 2025, December 2025, January 2026, and February 2026, and did it in the amount of $2,000. Now, I will tell you this. I've heard a lot of people say that she was getting paid and she just was not cleaning, that building was going months without being cleaned. I don't know if that's true or not, but I have heard that from a couple of different people. I won't call them my sources that I hear things from. These are just people that talk, but people who are definitely in the building. So, it wouldn't be surprising, right? Would it be surprising? Would anyone be surprised? Coutinho was paid a total of $7,000 by Delaware County, Indiana, for services of allegedly cleaning the Delaware County 911 call center from January 2025 through February 2026. You could, Lenny, but then why would you want to? I wouldn't do it for less. Hell, you could fly over and charge them more. They would probably still pay you. All right. I want to get a totaling of how much she's taken from the people of Delaware County. $7,000 for that. Okay. $7,000 for that. Let's see here. Okay. She took out transfers in the amount of $14,408.15, and then made 15 payments in the amount of $5,302.64. And then this is also strange. It says also of note is numerous cash withdrawals from the EMS internal account, dubious payments to utility companies, and Amazon purchases, in-store purchases, etc. Coutinho did not have the authority. Why do we not have an amount for that? That's an unknown amount. And that, also of note is numerous cash withdrawals. Well, how much? How much actual money? That's pretty crazy that we don't know that. Okay. All right. And then up here is when she had the $181,749.93 there. Okay. And then so that's that. Now the other thing was the school. And so we will do that on another side because that's not the same. But we'll just go ahead and get it as well. So she paid back the $3,800. They said that it was okay. So $3,848.04. It was short. Okay, and that was the total of everything they did. But she paid back $3,800. So that's interesting. That means she still technically owes them $4,804. All right. So she took $4,804 from the bank, from the kids, because she took $4,804, but then she paid back $3,800. So then we've still got to go through the rest of this, but I want to get this total here real quick. So 7,000 plus 14,408.15 plus 5,302.64 plus 181,749.93. Oh, wow. Okay. So that comes out to a grand total of $208,460.72. plus that amount that we don't know. Thank you, Kate. Thank you. Because there's an amount there that we don't know. Who knows how much that would have been? All right, let's go on here. Okay, so 7,000. Okay. By virtue of Coutinho's employment with Delaware County EMS and the fact that through her cleaning company, Coutinho gained a pecuniary interest in or derived a profit from a contract connected with an action of the government entity served, she was required to file a conflict of interest disclosure with Indiana State Board of Accounts and the Delaware County pursuant to Indiana Code 3541.1.1 or 0.1-1-4-D. Failure to do so constitutes the offense of conflict of interest, a level 6 felony pursuant to Indiana Code According to the Indiana State Board of Accounts, Coutinho has not filed a conflict of interest disclosure as required. According to Delaware County, Coutinho has not filed a conflict of interest disclosure required by Failure to deposit public funds. Indiana Code 5136-1A provides as follows: all public funds paid into the treasury of the state or treasuries of the respective political subdivisions shall be deposited no later than the business day of the following the receipt of funds on business days of the depository in one or more depositories in the name of the state or political subdivision, the officer having control of the funds. After Coutinho resigned from her employment with Delaware County, 8 uncashed checks made payable to Delaware County EMS were found in Coutinho's office. The checks are listed. Wait a minute. 8 uncashed checks made payable to Delaware County EMS were found in Coutinho's office. The checks are listed below. Okay. So this is now a different amount. All right. So there was a check from the Salem Township trustee for $1,186.55, one for $2,362.16, one for $162.78, one for $1,400, one for $362.22, one from Hamilton Township Volunteer Fire Department for $509.70, another one from Hamilton Township for $1,049.42, and one from District 6 Hospital, $5,000. The grand total being $12,032.83. Now, that was obviously something that we weren't getting the benefit from. Now, they're going to easily be able to cash those to get that sorted out, but that, we could technically add that on to her $208,460.72. Why leave those around? That's really crazy. Yeah, Ray, that's probably for the ALS intercepts, but why leave them around? Unless she was trying to figure out a way to abscond with them or something like that. And yes, while we're all here, do exactly what Jack is saying. Hit the like, folks. If you like what we're doing here, Give us a like. It's those YouTube shit. It doesn't cost you anything. Hit that like button. I don't care. You don't even have to like me. You can hate me. I tell you what, like the show, hate me. We'll all be good. It'll be no problem. I promise. You don't even have to tell anybody you were here. No one will know. I can be your dirty little secret. All right, moving on. Coutinho was responsible for properly depositing the aforementioned checks. Coutinho failed to do so. These checks were not deposited as required by law, Indiana Code, A public servant who knowingly or intentionally fails to deposit public funds as defined not later than 1 business day and following the receipt of the funds, that same thing, commits a violation of a depository rule, a Class C infraction. That's really weird. Coutinho has committed at least 8 separate distinct Class C infractions. Additionally, by depriving Delaware County or Delaware County EMS of use or value of the $12,032.83. Coutinho committed the active criminal offense of theft, a Class 6 felony. That is wild. That is some amazing police work there. Spinning that around in that direction. I love it. I mean, that's some wild. I can appreciate that there. I can really appreciate his work there. All right. So, official misconduct. Indiana Code 3544.1-1-1 provides that a public servant who knowingly or intentionally commits an offense in the performance of the public servant's official duties commits official misconduct, a level 6 felony. The aforementioned facts demonstrate that the public servant Coutinho committed at least one offense in the performance of her official duties. Well, no shit. I affirm under the penalties of perjury that the foregoing is true and accurate to the best of my information and belief. Ron Halbert, 6/3/2026. Now, she was booked into the Delaware County Jail. Okay. And that's why I said those other pictures were back during happier times because, woo, good Lord. She's not been looking too good here. Now, I'm assuming she was crying and boo-hooing. I got caught. Because, come on. Somebody literally had the guts to tell me I should think of her children. Now, because I'm not a complete asshole, I do think of her kids. I absolutely 1000% hate this for them. But I'll make her and her family and all of her hero worshipers, I'll make you all a deal. I will think of her children, maybe even more so, 1 second after she starts thinking about her children. So the minute that she starts thinking about her children and doesn't want to put them through shit like this, I will start thinking about her kids the minute that she does. I hate this for them. I hate this for her. I don't know what, and I've talked to a lot of people and they're like, well, what's going on? Is she a drug addict? Is somebody a gambler? And I'm like, no, dude, she's addicted to money. These people want to live like she was being a baller. She was buying cars, Escalades, and BMWs and shit like that. They wanted to live like they had money. Here's what's really crazy to me. Here, you really want to talk about something that's absolutely nuts, is the fact that at least for the last 2 years, maybe 3, she was in the top 20 highest paid employees of Delaware County. I want to make sure that you're understanding what I'm saying. Forget the $12,000 in checks that she didn't cash. Forget the $3,848 she stole from golfing kids at Delta. Forget about the $7,000 in checks and the $14,000 in other things and the $5,000. Forget about the $208,460.72. Say she never did any crime ever. Say she is a beacon of purity. That chick there on the screen, at least for the last 2 years, maybe the last 3, was paid an amount of money that made her be in the top 20 employees in Delaware County. The sheriff's paid like $190,000 a year, $160,000, $130,000, $140,000, $150,000, something like that. The prosecutor, keep in mind, all right, we've got a prosecutor that makes a shit ton of money. We've got a sheriff that makes a shit ton of money. We've got 5 judges. All right. We've got elected officials. We've got serious people. Last year, she was the 18th most highest paid employee. That means there were only 17 people between her and the toppest most person. Get that. Get that. Forget all the crime. And her husband? Hell, her husband, he had to be in the top 30. These people were making bank. They had the world by the tail. They could do whatever they wanted to do. That's insane to me. Now, all right. She goes to jail. She gets to jail. She's arrested at 12:56 today. It took them a little while to get her to the jail. She was booked into the Delaware County Jail at 2:30 today. She had a $30,000 bond. And she had bonded out of jail before 5:30. 3:30, 4:30. She spent 2.5 or 3 hours in jail. And she's like, I'm up out of this piece. You know? Damn it, feels good to be a gangster. You know? Yeah, it was definitely a mugshot. So she's out of jail. She's living free at home tonight, doing her thing. You know, I pray for her. I hope she figures out whatever's missing in her life, and I hope they figure it out. Now, she's innocent until proven guilty, or she pleads guilty. John is on paid leave. To my knowledge, he's not under any type of investigation from the county other than just being on paid leave. I don't know that. I have no proof that he's under investigation from the state police. But that said, how is it possible? Is it possible? Is it possible? I'm going to put this up on the screen. I'm going to put this up on the screen right here for you all right now. And listen, I need you to do it. Okay, we're going to do this. Did he know? Did he know? Yes. No. All right, folks. I'm putting a poll up on the screen. Did he know? Type 1 on don't type it in the chat. I don't know how do you do this. How do you do it, Kate? You type it? Is that what you do? Shake your head if that's what you do. This is so weird operating this way. Yeah, I think that's what you do. Hold on. Let me get you unmuted. What?
Type 1. You can type 1 or 2, or you can write yes or no. But you have to only write yes or no. You can't write yes, 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 or no, 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 or no, he did it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just do
only
yes
that
or no.
word.
Yeah. You either do 1 or 2 or yes or no. Did he know? I want to know. Did he know? Do you think that this could have happened? Do you think that he didn't know? Is there a possibility? And I mean, I want people to really think about this. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt or whatever. I really want you to work hard and tell me, is it possible that he didn't know? I have an opinion. I'll tell you in a minute. But I want to know. I want to know what people think. All right, everybody's saying more too. Yeah. Okay. The ones have it. Looks like the ones are doing it. It looks like that's what's happening here. Looks like we're doing ones. Okay. So I've not so far. There's not a no. Darla. So is his hey Meagan, tell me right now, are you out there watching? If you are, blink once for yes and twice for no. Twice for no. Well, they bought all kinds of cars and things like. So here's the deal, because Bocephus said he knew, but he's protected by their marriage. I mean, well, if you're talking about him testifying against her or whatever, he's not protected protected by their marriage for his job. Okay, I don't even know how he could show his face at work, honestly. Just to be perfectly honest, I don't know how he could go to work. They probably suspended him for his benefit because he's getting paid. Maybe she just told her husband she got another raise. Listen. I don't know. But I'm gonna be real honest. I don't care about her. I don't care. I don't care that she took this money. I'm gonna be honest. Good for her. Good for her that she took this. Because you know what it does? You know what this does? This proves how absolutely out of control, worthless the Delaware County government in their controls and in the stopgaps, the things that are supposed to stop this. I'm glad that this happened. Before she was caught, he never showed up anyway, from what EMS has shared. Yeah. Right. Well, and so let's talk about that. You know that thing, the commissioners on Monday, they approved it. They approved it quickly. They quickly approved it. No wonder they did that. You know what? You know what's gross? You know what's absolutely gross? The Delaware County Government 2 meetings ago had everybody show up and was freaking everybody out because they were wanting to raise taxes. They were wanting to create a new tax. They wanted to create a new tax. And I have heard them give people so many issues, the council giving so many issues to people when they come in during budget time asking for this and that. And here we're just letting $208,000 walk out the door. You're absolutely, yeah, I'll get to that. Stacy, I'm going to get ready to tell you exactly what that is. Yeah. The good, yeah, that's right. You know, and I want everyone to know, Ed Carroll, the auditor, is currently running for re-election. He didn't have a challenger in the primary. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a challenger in November. He's just going to get in again. And it's these people that we need. I don't care what happens to her. I don't care. I'm glad she did it. I'm glad it shows us how worthless our government is. You know? You can't suspend the auditor. He is an elected official. He can't be suspended. The commissioners don't have power over him. The council doesn't have power over him. The only people that have power over the commission, over the auditor, are us. It's us, the people. And if nobody's ever going to run against these fools, and if nobody's going to go to the polls and vote against anybody because, you know, this guy's a good guy, or, you know, I've seen this guy in church and he seems like he's a good dude. You know what I mean? Absolutely crazy. Oh, man. Yeah, Stephanie, it's a good question. So there's some things I want to know. I want to know, number one, what the missing amount is, why we don't know that missing amount number. How much is that missing amount? Is it, you know, another couple $1,000s? Is it $20,000? How much of missing? How much of it's missing? Why did we not know that? And then I want to know who that commissioner was that gave her the okay for that contract. And I want to know why that wasn't in the report. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Indiana doesn't have an impeachment like most other states. And the form of impeachment that there is, no one has the guts to do it. No one has the guts to do it. So we will obviously be following this. We will keep following this. If people want to bring more information, if you have more information, I'm getting people that are contacting me and telling me all kinds of different things or whatever, and I'm definitely fine with that. I will, I will let people know. I will tell you that I am hearing.
I sent you her Secretary of State filing.
Oh, I'm going to pull that up too. I'm glad you told me that. Yes, thank you, Kate. I am hearing from people that I would say are very, very trustworthy, people that I would say are absolutely above reproach, who have said, do not let the fact that she paid back $3,800 to the Delta Girls Golf Ball Boosters program, because that's only about half of what they actually believe that she took. That they think that she took more, but you got to be able to know and prove it. There's a difference between knowing and proving. We used to tell people that when I worked at the Delaware County Prosecutor's Office. We used to tell people that all the time. I can know you did this all day long. I can know he did it. I can know you did it. I can know they did it. But until I can prove it, there's nothing I can do about it. Knowing and proving are two different things. Okay. So that's that. I want people to be aware of that. Hold on. So, that's hilarious. I'll tell Kate afterwards. So there's a couple things I need to get to. I want to get to before we get, because we got to get to the other topic still, but related to this topic. So first off, Stephanie says, what amount is missing that you're referring to? Okay, so in that probable cause affidavit, all right, they went over the amounts for the Delta school boosters. Okay, that's one amount. Put that over here. Then in that probable cause affidavit, they went over. All right, I'll pull it up here and I'll show everybody, because I want to make sure people are aware of this. Okay, so in this situation, all right, they went over the theft from the school boosters. Okay, and the theft from the school boosters that we know of, that we can prove, they have as $3,848.04, but she paid back $3,800. Okay, so that means she technically still owes them $48.04. But there are people that I very much trust and believe who are saying she actually took more than that. Okay, now going to Delaware County, in this Delaware County, in this document, okay, follow me here. So down here it says she was paid unauthorized overtime for 5,872 hours for a total of $181,749.93. Okay, so that's one amount that we know of. Okay, then come on down here further. Down here, okay, we see that she was making 26 intrabank transfers in this time frame, which totals $14,408.15. So that's another amount that we know of. Okay, so we've got that. All right. Now we see down here, she made at least 15 payments online or mobile to her own credit card account from EMS account, totaling $5,302.64. So that's a third amount that we know of. All right. So keep coming on down here. All right. Down here, down here, down here, down here. Okay. So the grand total of all of her cleaning bullshit came to $7,000. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. That is a fourth amount that we know of. Okay. We know of that. All right. Now, this is very important. Okay. We obviously have this $12,000, $12,032.83, which she deprived them of, but they will get that back. So I'm not counting that. We'll put that in its own box. Okay. But here's the problem that I have. If you come right up here and you see in this section, right after the $5,302.64 on page 3, it says, also of note is the numerous cash withdrawals from the EMS internal account, dubious payments that she used to pay to her utility companies, so the power company, the water company, her cell phone bill. She also made Amazon purchases and in-store purchases, etc. Coutinho did not have authority or authorization to make these transfers or withdrawals. But they don't tell us how much. So there is an amount that we don't know. They didn't total that up, and they should. Now, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. So I don't know why that's not in here, but I will try to see what the situation is there, and I will let you guys know. Okay, now, the other question, and it was a good question, and it's an important question that Stephanie asked, was, what was I talking about that the commissioners voted in on Monday? Well, we watched a Delaware County Council meeting a couple of episodes back, last week sometime, and the meeting was absolutely insane. Okay, it was total insanity. And one of the things they were talking about was this new protocol, this like AI, one touch, almost like New World Government crap that, you know, it's going to make everything so much safer and it's going to be able to stop this theft and fraud and bullshit. And it was a couple of salesmen that were there, and they were leading the counselors around by the nose, and nobody knew what the hell was going on. The commissioners actually voted to accept and approve it, and they did that at this last meeting. And oops, what the hell just happened there? Was that you or was that me? Did you do that? Are you trying to talk? Do you want me to pull you up? Hold on, let me see what she's saying here. Oh, no. Okay, good. All right, you're good. That was crazy. Give me a second here. Let me tell you what we've got going on here. Yeah, right here it is. All right. This was just done on Monday. Delaware County Government adopts One Touch initiative. In a unanimous joint vote, the Delaware County Commissioners and the Delaware County Council this week officially approved a joint resolution establishing the countywide One Touch Financial and Administrative System Modernization Initiative. According to a news release, the initiative represents a major milestone in Delaware County's continued efforts to modernize county government operations, strengthen internal controls, and improve transparency and better protect taxpayer resources. The resolution formally establishes a countywide modernization strategy designed to reduce manual processes, eliminate duplicate data entry, and improve financial accuracy, integrate systems across departments, and enhance audit compliance and accountability. Delaware County Auditor Ed Carroll, who requested the initiative for our consideration, said in a June 1st release, the unanimous vote represents a significant milestone for Delaware County. This One Touch initiative is built around the principle of entering information once at the source and using it across connected systems to improve accuracy, reduce errors, and create stronger audit trails. The initiative also emphasizes long-term planning, standardized workflow system integration, and real-time accountability measures, the release said. Under the resolution, the county auditor will serve as the executive sponsor and responsible authority, which I don't agree is good. I think that's completely horrible. All right. working with a steering committee composed of county leadership, the department and department representatives. County officials said the initiative is intended to support stronger internal controls and audit compliance, improved financial reporting accuracy, better coordination between departments, enhanced transparency for the public, reduced manual processing and inefficiencies, and improved tracking of assets, grants, payroll, purchasing activities. Good government requires more than reacting to problems after they occur, Carroll said. It requires systems strong enough to prevent failures before they happen. This initiative helps position Delaware County for the future while strengthening public trust and operational accountability. Implementation planning was expected to begin immediately after the adoption of the resolution. And however much this is going to cost, only God knows. I'm going to send a record request. I'm also going to ask where the press release is, because I generally get press releases on this stuff, but I didn't get this. And since Ed Carroll sent it out, I bet that's probably why, because he refuses to communicate with me completely at all. It requires government officials who act. Yeah, that's right. Well, I'll tell you what the situation is. I'll tell you what the problem is. This is what's happening when our people don't want to do what their actual jobs are. What they want to do is they want to have a system be able to do everything so they can actually do less. That's what the situation is. All right, moving on. I want to look at this thing that Kate sent me. So the other issue is, was John aware of what was going on with the cleaning contract? Was he involved? Is he part owner? Is he involved? Like, what's the situation here with that? Okay, so producer Kate, working with what she has to offer, she looked this up, and we are going to take a look here at what we have. And I'm going to put this up here on the screen for everyone to see. Okay, here's the Indiana business. This is the Indiana business search with the Indiana Secretary of State's office. Okay. And as you can tell, this says J&M Sweet Home Suites Properties, Domestic Limited Liability Company. And it lists Meagan Coutinho and John Coutinho. So that's a business. Okay. J&M Sweet Home Suites Properties. Okay. Now, wait a minute, though. So there wasn't anything for the name that they gave? Hold on here. Hold on. Damn it. I have the wrong thing. What's happening?
Okay. I think I'm in. Yes, I'm in. Okay. So the first one shows that John is listed as a member of that J&M.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The second one shows Exquisitely Spotless, or whatever the fuck it is an assumed business name.
Hold on.
So that J&M is also operating as Exquisitely Spotless. So it's the same company.
Come back here. All right. So now, wait. So you said on that thing that you sent us, it showed that?
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't see that.
It's hard to see. It's tiny. So the first one is just that J&M Sweet Home Suites Properties LLC. So J&M, John and Meagan, because they're both listed as members on that.
Yeah.
And then the next page is J&M Sweet Homes Properties. Following said transaction, the above named entity will transact business under the assumed business name of Exquisitely Spotless.
Which document is that you're looking at?
That's the one that's got the freaking torch with the Just thinking
Okay.
stars
Okay.
around it in the
I'm
middle.
trying to pull it up so I can
The,
see it
the
here.
pretty certificate.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So it's that one that says that.
So that's the second one, and then the third one is just the bottom of that, where it shows the actual filing, of the date of it and stuff like that. So that was all
right.
done on the 27th. So that's what those are. Is just showing the doing
So it's the
business
one
as.
that's it's not the one in back. It's the one that's got the torch.
The one
It's
with the
that one.
torch.
Yeah.
And
All
right
right. I
on
got
top
it
of
here.
the torch. It's tiny. I don't know. Can you see it?
I see it. It's right in the middle of the torch. Yeah, I got it here on mine. Yeah. Yeah, I see that.
Completely spotless.
Yeah.
This is really horrible trying to do this over the phone.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
This is how much I love you all.
Yeah.
I'm willing to fight with this fucker.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
I'm trying to get off now.
Yeah, hold on here. Yeah, let me, because you still, there you go. You're muted. Okay, thank you. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. So, yeah, I can see that. So, yeah, so he's part owner. Now, Ray is wrong. He's not, John doesn't run 911. The 911 director is Fred Cummings. John is the emergency management agency director. So not the 911 director, but yeah, he knew. He knew. That's just bottom line. It is what it is. So he knew. I will continue following this, and I will let you know what happens. Now, don't run away. People, I'm sure you care less about this, but we do need to go over this. The next story is about this acting mayor of Muncie. And remember the other day when we were talking about, oh, well, he doesn't get paid that much. At least he doesn't get paid a lot. And Alva threw out a figure and said, oh, he's getting this. And we figured out that he was getting paid $22,200 a year. And it's like, not a big deal. It's no big deal. $22,200. That's what he's getting paid a year. And if he's going to be the deputy mayor and the acting mayor and the MRC director for that, I guess whatever. Well, that is until the Board of Works meeting happened today. So we're going to be talking about that. I'm going to take a quick break here really quick. You guys won't see it or feel it or know it because it doesn't happen until the replay. So sit tight. We're going to take a really quick break. And when we come back, we will be dealing with the acting mayor, the deputy mayor, the MRC director, which is all the same person. Isn't that crazy? And his possible raise. You guys sit tight. We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back and we are going to talk about this situation with Jeff Howe, the acting mayor of Muncie. He's been the acting mayor of Muncie since midnight on Monday, June 1st, 2026. Now, for those of you that were watching on Sunday night, when we talked about this, it was kind of funny. One of the things that happened was we were talking about the fact that everybody was saying, oh, I bet he's going to get paid. Oh, I bet he's making a fat check for this. I bet he's getting lots of money, because in government, that's just what happens. And Alva, one of our great viewers here, Alva threw out the figure that he got paid, knowing what he was getting paid bi-weekly. And we were like, yep, we think that's it. And what happened was I went and did the math and quickly found out that the number that Alva threw out was right, because that figure came out to the fact that Jeff Howe, as Muncie Redevelopment Commission director, was told that he would be making $22,200 $200 a year. And so as a contract employee for the city of Muncie, throw all the mayor stuff out the window. A couple of years ago, Mayor Dan told him as MRC director, as Muncie Redevelopment Commission director, that he would be getting paid $22,200. And the other night we said, listen, he's not getting paid for deputy mayor. And everyone's like, oh, I bet he secretly is. And I'm like, no, they're saying he's not getting paid. So whatever he's doing, whether it's the acting mayor, the deputy mayor, MRC, whatever, all the work he's doing, he's only doing it for $22,200. However, that changed today when the Muncie Board of Works meeting met. And so we're going to watch this Muncie Board of Works meeting. It's only 9 minutes. It'll be less than that, but it's important. And I'll explain to you what's going on here and why this is important and why we have to watch this. So here's the Board of Works, and we will go from here.
Ready to go? Okay. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the June 3rd meeting.
Don't
of the
know,
Muncie Board of
Karen.
Public Works and Safety.
Good
Please
question.
rise if you can for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance. Present.
Present.
We've been given the the consideration of the minutes, in the minutes of the May 27th meeting. And do we have a motion to approve?
I move approval of the May 27th minutes as presented.
Second.
Okay, do we have any comments or questions? As always, Lacey, thank you very much. I don't want to go without you being acknowledged. Okay, well, having no comments or questions, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion carried. Thank you. We've been given the register of claims by City Controller Craig Wright. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. I sent the claims out yesterday afternoon as usual. Just a couple things I wanted to point out. We did have to replace an HVAC unit at the animal shelter, which Alan brought to my attention early before the meeting started. And besides that, we did have payment to Flatland Resources for ADA sidewalk work throughout the city and our usual healthcare and utility payments. And we did do a second run last week, which I made note of. So with that, I'll just open up to any questions you might have.
Lola? Okay. Alan?
I do not have any questions, but I do need to acknowledge that there is a claim on here for my employer, Cannon, Brunson, Murphy. It's not for a contract or anything that comes before this board, but that is my employer.
Yeah. And I also want to acknowledge there's a claim for $13,200.
So wait a minute. He's now working for Cannon, Bruns, and Murphy. He used to work for Beasley Gilkinson. That dude, he's a little off. He just keeps going from place to place to place. He's an interesting duck.
$12.56 for the innovation connector that's being paid by the city, but it is a reimbursement from a state grant that the city.
Yes, it is a grant.
So, yeah, it is. So it's being reimbursed by the state. So
yes,
but I want to acknowledge that for the public record. Okay. Do we have any comments or questions otherwise? Okay. Having none, all those in favor. Oh, do we have a motion? I didn't do a motion.
No, I'll move to approve the claims at $992,253.22.
Second.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? Sorry about that. Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Motion carried. Thank you very much, Greg.
Thank you.
You do great work. We have some new business. First of all, street closure application for the Muncie Central High School marching band contest on July 25th.
Now, wait a minute.
Thank you.
You do great
What
work.
was the total amount?
$2,253.22.
We have a motion. I didn't do a motion.
No, I'll move to approve the claims at $992,253.22.
Second.
Okay. Any other comments?
992,000.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion
Okay.
carried. Thank you very much, Greg.
Thank you.
992,000.
We have some new business. First of all, street closure application for the Muncie Central High School marching band contest on July 25th. This is a fun one, but go ahead.
Great. Yes. Hey, absolutely. This request is for the 25th annual marching band contest. The contest started in 2001, hosted by Muncie Southside High School. At that year, we hosted it at the fairgrounds, and then in 2002, we brought it into town to Southside, and then brought it over to the Muncie Central campus shortly after that, just because we outgrew the Southside location. This year, we're asking just to close down Walnut from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. between Maple, that's the road right at the north entrance of the parking lot, to Columbus, which is the light there at the corner of Muncie Central and the YMCA. Still want to have access to that parking lot that's just north of the field house and south of the YMCA. And what we'll do, I've talked to Nate and the fire chief about while that road will be closed down, we'll just be transitioning students and the marching bands and their equipment up the road. So we'll just be on one side of the road. So if emergency crews needed to pass, we certainly could open that up for very easy passage and access.
Awesome. That's a lot. That's for safety and for access. So we appreciate that. Yep. Do we have a motion to approve the request for closing Walnut Street?
Yeah, I move approval of the street closure for the marching band contest.
Second.
Okay. Any other comments? Public comments?
They do that.
Working together to make sure that we're showing off both of our businesses and the art that we have to offer, as well as some programs that we have going.
Do this. We get through this.
All opposed?
Great.
Do you want to give any details of the low bid?
It was $72,300. It was a little over $500 below.
And it was
the other
for
bids.
which company?
Yarberry.
Okay. All right.
Great.
All right. So good morning. We have before you a standard City of Muncie professional services contract for $97,500. Rundell Ersberger and Associates, REA for short, was selected by the Parks Board through a request for qualifications process that was done in public. The selection was made in public. Not that it had to be for professional services, but REA is who they selected. We have since negotiated a contract, and that contract is before you. These 5-year plans are a requirement to receive funding through DNR for all the vague and various parks grants. It includes things like Till Pond. We've got some trail grants going on at Prairie Creek. All that funding is predicated by having these done. So here we are.
Yeah. And it's been approved by legal.
Yes.
And amendments and such been made, but yes, very good. Any comments or questions? Yes, no. Okay. Do we have a motion to approve?
Yeah, I move approval on the agreement with Ernstberger Associates.
Second.
Okay. Any other comments or questions from anybody? Okay. Having none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
There's a short approval for a lot of work.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Is
there
any other business? Okay,
there's the
having none,
meeting.
this
That's the end of the meeting. All right. So now, Kate, was there something for Jeff in the claims today? Okay. And is it under his name? And is it under Jeff or is it under Howell? Don't remember? Oh, she's typing. I'm looking here. Oh, you're okay.
Under George.
Okay.
George Jeffrey Howe.
Of course.
Took a while to find it. It's in that collection of photos I sent to you.
Yeah, right here. Okay. Well, okay. Yes. I couldn't remember if we actually had today's or not. Okay. So I'm going to show you now. Let me get back here on regular screen. So here's what the claims look like, folks. I want to make sure that everyone knows that we're not doing something fishy or not doing something, I'm giving you the honest to God claims. We're not editing anything. Here's the claims. Okay. everyone can look this up on your own. All you've got to do is you go to the city of Muncie. You just go to Google and type in Muncie, Indiana, and you pull up the city of Muncie website. Then you go to the government section, you go to controller, and you go down to weekly claims. And this is all here. And if you see all of this right here, okay, it's very, very, very simple. Okay, it's right here, and you can see it all. Okay, well, if you look right here, okay, is George Jeffrey Howe. It says MRC director, 626, paid by check, 6/1/26. It was when it was sent through, date, okay, invoices. And you come over here and we find out that, wait a minute, he's being paid $3,145.00. That's not what he was getting paid. That's not what we talked about the other day. The other day, we said that his contract with the city is for oh, no. Hold on. What was it, Alva? What was he supposed to be getting paid? It's like $1,880. Something like that. Okay. Well, here we see that he's getting paid $3,154. So Alva and Kate came up with this thing. Alva went back and did it, and Kate pulled it for me, and I very much appreciate both of them. Yeah, $1,850. He was making $1,850 times. So he's getting that a month. Okay, so is this a month? This is what he's making a month. So, okay, 3,001. I mean, so he jumped up. It's not still a lot of money, but he went from $22,200 to $37,740. And my whole thing is, I don't remember anybody doing this. I don't remember anybody talking about this raise increase, this contract changing.
But remember, we didn't hear anything about the contract initially to start with. He's paid out of edit.
Well, yeah, but it still has to be approved in front of the state board, the board of works.
The board of works.
Yeah.
Did they do the initial approval?
Yeah, because that's how we found out about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's how we found out about it.
So
they didn't say what it was or whatever. They just went through and they took it there, but they didn't say who or what it was. So when we found it, we had to back up, and that's how we found it.
Okay. Now, if you go back and we look at some of the other ones we sent.
Well, yeah.
January.
So yeah, that's what I want to do. I'm going to remove this, and we're going to go and we're going to look. This is going to show you guys what happens. So this shows you today. Today it was $3,145. We're going to take you to December.
Does it say when?
When what?
Does it say what time period the invoice covers?
It just covers it. No, it's just the first. It's the first.
I would assume that it's covering the month of May. Yes.
So, yeah,
he would be being paid.
He's always paid.
He's not
for
getting
a month
paid ahead
behind.
of a month.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you can't do that. So in December he's getting paid for November. So here where it shows him MRC director, and he's getting paid $1,950.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's not 1850, it's 1950. So 1950. So he was making $23,400 a year. So as MRC director, from the time he's been doing it, there's December. Okay, there he is, 1950. Here's January. Here he is. Okay, now January, for some unknown reason, okay, he's $2,145 in January. Okay. In February, he is $2,145.
So he got his annual pay raise, but no contract taken to the Board of Works to approve it.
Well, we'll have to go back and see. Maybe they did it without talking to anybody. You know, I don't know. What's this February?
But at least that makes sense. End of the year review, you get a pay raise because you did a good job. Whatever.
No. I don't think that makes sense for a contract employee. No, I don't think that makes sense. That's not the same thing.
I don't think it makes sense either. But I'm trying to justify things, Kristopher.
Yeah. I get you. So all right. So December was 1950. January's 2145. February is 2145. March is 2145. Okay. So that's all.
Which sounds to me, it's the same amount. So it sounds to me like there's a new contract.
Yeah. Well, yeah. From 1950 to 2145. So then we go to April. And April is 2145, and May is 2145. There it is again. And then we go to June, and now we're at 3145. Now, what's funny to me is it's jumped up 1,000, but it was sent in on June 1st. So as acting mayor, did he give himself $1,000 raise?
Well, he has all the powers of the mayor.
Did he give himself a raise? So what I want to do...
He's not getting paid for the mayor, though. That's for his position as the director of the MRC.
Yeah, right.
It's incidental that it happened to, come in place when he's suddenly the acting mayor.
As acting mayor,
completely
as
coincidental.
deputy mayor, he could give himself that raise for the MRC.
Right.
That's the problem. Now, while you're here, before you go down, I want to do something that Amber Green told me to do the other day when I sent her an email asking for a question. I want to, but how can he go back for May when he wasn't the mayor? I don't understand that because
but there's that weird date that was the clerical error of May the 5th.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he got a raise at coincidentally the same time that he swore in as mayor on May the 5th.
Sworn in, and everybody's like, everyone's like, it's no big deal. This doesn't mean nothing. It doesn't matter.
It's a clerical error.
Now, the other day I asked Amber for some documents, and she sent me a real snarky email saying, you need to go to useful links. You don't need to ask me this. So I want to go in here and see if I can find in useful links if I can find if they have Jeff Howe's contract. And so here's
she told you to go to useful links to find a contract.
No, she told me to go to useful links to get the mayor, the documentation, this documentation. But she told me that like the day after. So I'm going to use this useful links to see if I can find a contract. So let's see here. Let me see what I'm saying. Maybe it's in here. It should be. That's what she said she wanted this to be. Let me see if I can go and see title. What would it be? Would it be MRC? We'll search.
The monthly redevelopment commission, I guess.
MRC mall presentation. That's all right. So we'll type in Jeff Howe. No document, of course. Contract.
Useful links are about as useful as a dead horse.
Yeah. Contract summary. What's that mean?
Oh.
Ooh. What's this?
So she was crappy because someone asked her to do her job.
Yeah.
Crappy's a nice word. I have a different word I would use.
Let's see.
But it also begins with a C, so it's fine.
And I'm really going to have to start digging in to find out what's going on with Carl Malone, Pam, and the HR lady, because they're just gone from work. Someone told me that not Pam McCammon, but that Carl Malone might also have some kind of illness similar to what.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm not happy about. But we should
Not
need
that
to
I'm
know.
brokenhearted. He wouldn't be there anymore.
Yeah, MRC.
But I hate to have it for anyone to be sick.
Yeah. Nothing for MRC director. So
type in employment.
Hold on, let me go.
And that what was at the top of the other one?
Ooh.
Contract for employment. Contract.
I know it sucks
Type in the
because
word contract.
You're here, and just if you stay 1 second, talk to these beautiful people just for 1 second.
Talk to these people for just 1 second. Oh, hi everyone. I'm sorry that tonight's been so slapdash. It's difficult because I get to see like one comment at a time because there's like so much stuff at the bottom of my screen. So it's been entertaining, and then Christopher's trying to manage on one computer. So normally this would be a little bit smoother of a show, but what do? We try. At least you're getting the information. This is just a little bit weird. But one thing that we are going to work on getting for everyone are Jeff Howe's contracts, so we can see precisely what he's being paid, when he's starting to pay it, what his duties are, those kinds of things. Because this $1,000 a month pay raise, nobody's supposed to know that. So that's part of why we're going through this, is to see what's going on, because he's not being paid to be the deputy mayor, but $1,000 extra a month, I think, says otherwise. And call me crazy.
Well, here's the thing.
Oh no, the Wi-Fi and the internets are still down.
God, that's so crazy.
So I'm still on the phone.
I just don't know. So, okay, I'm not able to find what I was trying to find there. So I just then want to show you guys, because this is the question. December, you guys can see. Well, let me do it this way. That way there will be no question. That way they can't say that we did something funky or it was not something weird. So December 5th, like this. Okay, no, I'm going to do it like this. All right. So you guys can see this is from December, and down it's 1, 2. If you look on the right hand side of the screen, the amount starts at 2,250. Then there's a 2,250, 6876, 5250, 312.57, 433.83, and then there's 1,950. That 1,950 on the right-hand side of the screen under the invoice net amount, that's George Jeffrey Howell. That says MRC Director. And you see where it says MRC Director, December 2025, okay? And it says that's what it's for, all right? So now we're going to look in January. Now, I want you to look on that side of the screen. Now it jumps from 1950 to 2,145. Okay? And it says, you know what? I think they might pay this asshole a month in advance. That's weird. So MRC Director 2026, 1126, 1926, 1926, 1926, 2,145. February. George Jeffrey Howell, MRC Director 2026. Paid by check, 2/1/2026, 2/13/2026, 2/13/2026, 2/13/2026, 2,145. March. MRC Director, 3rd, 2026, 3/1, 3/13, 3/13, 3/13, 2,145. April, same shit, 4/2026. 4/1, 4/10, 4/10, 4/10, 2,145. May 5/2026, 5/1, 5/8, 5/8, 5/8, 2,145. And then this month, here we are. Alpha, it's illegal to do all this shit. It's it's illegal to take $208,000, but you know what I mean? We just kind of do what we please. So I want to know why this has increased like this. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk you guys through a process, because people should know how to do this. City of Muncie, people should know how. MUNCIE, Indiana. Okay, I'm going to walk you through this process. So, for those in Muncie, if you are looking for records, okay, you can go to the Action Center. So, why didn't Controller Wright or one of the Board of Works members mention how salary claim that was a significant increase? Jackie Fisher, great question. Really good question. Not sure. Going to have to try to figure this out, figure out why this is. So this is the way I would start. First off, I'll issue and go to this action center, request for public documents. Okay. And you go through all this. June 3rd, 2026, requester name. I always put Kristopher H. Bilbrey, the political spotlight. Okay, I always put the political spotlight. In here, I always put City Hall address. I don't put my own. I put City Hall address because you don't have to give them address to fill out a record request. Okay. And then I'm going to put City Hall zip code. So Kristopher H. Bilbrey. You can use my name if you like, or whoever's name, whatever. I then put in my phone number because I want them to call me. But you don't have to, I guess, if you want to put something else in. Okay. Give them my email. I'm going to put via email or in person is acceptable. All contracts between the City of Muncie. I'll also go back here and put Muncie Mayor right now. And George Jeffrey Howell concerning Howell's position as MRC. Whoops, what the hell is that? MRC director. When did he first become MRC director? From his first contract through today, June, through Thursday, June 4th. All contracts between the City of Muncie, or Mayor Eisenhower, and George Jeffrey Howell concerning Howell's position as MRC director from his first contract through Thursday, June 4th, 2026. Well, that's all I'll ask for right now. I was going to ask for his invoices too, but I don't want to. I want to get his contracts as soon as possible. So I'm not going to bog her down because sometimes she gets bogged down, and we don't want to bog poor Amber down. You know, she's got enough bogging down elsewhere. Okay, then it gives you this little tracking number. And voila, there you are. You've sent a record request. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're now going to try and find out why his salary just keeps increasing around the same time that he became the recently newly appointed deputy mayor and then the acting mayor and also the MRC director at the same time. Totally crazy to me. Totally flipping crazy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us. It's been a long show. I know we've covered a lot of content. I hope, even though we've had some technical difficulties, you've enjoyed the program. It's been an interesting program, but we managed to get through it. I want to thank Kate for fighting the fight. I know it's not easy, and I appreciate everything that she's done because we had a big show to get to you guys. So I thank her for doing what she needed to do. And I will say, if you need to get a hold of us, here's the contact information. There's our email address. Here's where you can find us or send people to us there. That's very easy, a good way to do that. If you would, before you leave, please smash the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Come on back because we're going to give you that content you like. We got that good. You know what I mean? So let us know. All right. You guys take care. Have a great rest of your evening. Have an even better tomorrow. And we will see you back here tomorrow night for the last show of the week. I hope. Thank God. You guys take care. Good night. And before we leave, our thoughts and prayers are still with Mayor Ridenour, and I'm shocked that the city hasn't said anything. I would have figured they would have said something by now. So I'm a little concerned by the fact that they haven't, honestly. Kind of thought that if they would have came out and said the surgery was a success, it was good, and I'm a little concerned. So other than that, I'll let you know. Take care. Good night. Goodbye.